and bam, we're good to go. All right, hey
Yeah.
guys, welcome back to Interview Thursday, and today we have our special guest again, Guy Bielderman from the Netherlands. This is part two, as we had to cut off last stream a little bit early, unfortunately. But welcome back, Guy. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, well, glad to be back.
Awesome. And pretty much we're going to be going through the rest of the games that he had prepared. So
hmm
part one, you go ahead and we're probably going to mesh them together into one video for YouTube, which is going to be really nice. And this is New Year's, the day before New Year's Eve, right? That's what
Yeah,
we call
this
it?
is New Year's
Yeah,
Eve.
New Year's Eve. Is this still New
I'm
Year's Eve for
almost in the
you?
future. No, it's still New Year's Eve for me. It's just 2 hours away from 2021.
All right, so for him, it's going to be New Year's in 2 hours.
Yeah,
For us, another
I, I
six.
can almost say, "Welcome to the
Yeah, right?
future." Well, and let's hope it's not going to be a shitty year as last year.
Yeah, let's hope not. Yeah,
Let's put
2021.
that.
Let's make it a new, fresh, happy, good year. Positive
Yeah,
vibes, nothing else.
yeah,
All right,
uh,
so let's go ahead and pick up where we left off from last time.
yeah,
So where were we? We just finished the chapter called "Time for the Kitchen Sink."
yeah. That was the one where I absolutely threw everything at the poor girl just to win, which
Mm-hmm.
worked. And before that, we have everything goes well. And before that, when the prep works,
All right.
that was actually a recap. Like when prep works, everything it can go all right. When everything goes well, like you understand the middle game,
Yes.
you know what to do.
Yes.
And sometimes you need to go. Let me go all berserk and see what it happens. But there is a flip coin to that one. To going all berserk, there's also how are you going to hold the line when somebody does that to you?
Right.
Now, and we're going to look at that in this game. There are three more games, and this game I'm going to be black.
Okay.
Well, this is in a tournament. It's a small 5-rounded tournament. I actually needed a win because I lost the game.
Okay.
Well, you need, if you want to get into the prizes, it's 4 points minimum, or else you're not going to get any prizes. So my opponent, who is a older FM,
Mm-hmm.
he has been going down a little bit, which is normal.
Right.
He opened D4. Well, if you want to go at it, you need a good weapon to fight. Well, I play here E6. One reason is I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do against him. This is a very flexible setup. Like, all right, we can go into French, we
Mm-hmm.
can go into Queen's Gambit declined, we can do all sorts of things. And he plays C4,
Now,
but
before the game, knowing that you're in a must-win scenario, you can't just play solid chess, right?
nope. That's why the
There it
Dutch. There comes the Dutch.
is. Mm-hmm.
Well, he opens quite classically. So do I. No. And there are, like, I play bishop e7, bishop d2, we castle, castle. And here I have to make a choice. What am I going to play? Well, it's actually quite easily. I'm going to play the classical Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I find it easier than the Stonewall. And I don't like the Leningrad that much because of the accelerated h4 attacks. I don't like it.
Okay.
So my opponent plays b3. This, like,
What exactly is the
yes.
Leningrad?
Ooh, the Leningrad. I can show you if people will indulge me.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the Leningrad. This is a move order scenario.
Ah, okay.
This is the Leningrad Drudge, and this goes into the main line. And what black wants to do is actually just push e5.
Okay.
Well, any noise you're hearing on the outside, fireworks.
Actually, I don't hear him, so we're pretty good so far.
Ah, so the NVIDIA broadcasting works wonders with the noise cancelling. Ah. Well, this is actually the Renegade, but I don't like this setup. Reason why? Because if you go like this here, you're in the St. Petersburg attack, and I don't like that. You can get really fastly smushed.
And just the fact that you have this pawn already one square up, contact is faster.
Yeah, because if you go like you go here, then there you go.
Mm-hmm. They probably even have sacrificial ideas.
Yeah, you even can go like, let me go here, and these are not the lines I want to play when I have the Leningrad.
Right.
So that's why if I ever play it, I play it in the move order of d6
Okay.
to just prevent it.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gives me, if I need to escape to something else, I can escape.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a very aggressive system. I used to play it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's you get a lot of King's Indian middle games,
Okay.
but with your F pawn already on F5 instead of F7.
So you can already
So
get
you're
that.
sometimes it saves one tempo or sometimes two tempi.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a bit of a trade-off. There are a few good masters who play with it, but there are a few that actually can destroy it. And in modern day, I don't trust it anymore.
Okay.
If somebody really knows it, he can prepare. So let's go back to our position
Mm-hmm.
where we were. This is B3. This is an old line. Now, this is normally the major line is here, knight c3 instead of b3. And with the quite modern approach, you go with knight d4. You let it take, knight d2,
Mm-hmm.
d5, f3, and then knight c6. They take, you take here. And this is going to get completely
It looks
out
like
of.
mayhem.
This is absolute mayhem. There is no.
What's going on
Uh,
here?
yeah, and it's been played a lot, and it's not bad for black.
Mm-hmm.
But current theory actually holds it to be a bit flawed.
Okay.
Due to the fact that after d5, they usually play this. And then you have to go into c5 as well.
Okay.
And I don't find that easy. Easy, even this here, like knight c6, they can go e3 here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to take. And then the bishop has to take. And then, yeah, it's not going to be good.
Right.
It's like b6 is not even bishop f6. The problem is white is going to develop with knight d2. Sorry, not knight d2. Bishop is going here. The rook is going here, and black gets completely cramped.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the weirdness what you had in the main lines. This is actually one of the moves that start to annoy a lot of people here as well. And yeah, like you got like now bishop f6. They can play like knight d2. This is actually one of not Victor Bologan. What's the other one called? He's from Israel as well, not Boris Gelfand, one who started with the Grandmaster Repertoire series. Boris Avruk.
Okay.
Recommended this as well, and it's actually quite good.
Mm-hmm.
These are not nice positions. These are terrible. Or even if you want to play like b6, you got here as well. It's still, this is terrible. Like Friedman is destroying his opponents. I'm seeing a few other 2,300 players. Like white is doing way too good here to actually consider this variant valuable. But yeah, perhaps the old Ginger GM may rear his ugly head and tell us what to play here in this position.
Well, Ginger GM is very tactical and attacking
Yeah.
heavy, so I'm sure he
Yeah.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, he'll probably know something here. But going back into the game, this is what white actually plays. This is more based on the idea of let me put this one here, let me put that one there, get the queen in, rook in, and then play e4. This is very solid. Well, this is actually this move is made for two reasons. It's an old line. I like it's called the Old Faithful. It takes care of this square, and also it's a little threat playing a5. So he played knight c3, but if they play like this, you go in here. And if they like you can annoy them with it. So like if they take here, you go here, you attack here, but also get the queen ready for an attack with this one.
Okay.
That's actually a bit of the idea. But he played, yeah, it's dynamic. So he played knight c3. And I'm thinking, oh, in the old line, the normal main line, I got a5 in there, he got b3 in there. I think it's a little advantage for me. So I'm going to put this one in there. Well, he took, I took back, of course. Knight d2. This is not that well Yeah. So I go
Similar.
d5. Yeah. Well, and here is like, all right, I have no idea what I need to play. I can start playing c5, but I actually want to make that difficult for him. So bishop here.
Okay, so making c5 come with the pin idea.
Yes, that's the idea, because he plays e3, and I need to keep it difficult. I cannot relax. You need to keep the pressure in there. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Well, now at f3, and now it's going to be on the wacky side, because I take, he takes, and I take again. And now he plays e5.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but well, two can play that game. Let me see. Well, he went, yeah, all right. The most logical move is this and this. Well, why do I find this actually a bit more for me? Well, simple fact is that bishop, oh, sorry, wrong way around, this way.
Yep.
How can I remove those? Ah, thanks. Nope, not that. Yeah, that's the way. He's looking at his own pawn. And like, okay, you're looking at your own pawn.
And if you allow
this is a threat.
If you allowed this, then,
oh no. Yeah, that's just bad, because then his bishop is pushing the pawn.
Right.
Now it's staying put. So he took, and well, of course I took back, and he played here. And you think, oh no, but I can take the knight. I can't, because if I take this one, it's game over, because of this square and this square. I can't defend both. So if I go like, oh, let me defend this, it's going to be cook, and no, it's mate.
Got a little puzzle rushy there.
Yeah, a little puzzle rush. What I perhaps could have done, let me see, e2, knight of 1, and even like getting a queen here doesn't help, because it's mate. So it doesn't work.
Right.
So eventually in this position I decided, all right, let me put it here. He plays rook to f1. Now that's check here and then mate. That's the idea. So have to go back. And now he took the brave pill. Like, oh dear God, he's doing it.
Right, and the main difference now is that the bishop actually is controlling the f8 square, not going to be sacrificed on.
Yeah. So he took the brave pills, like those pawns are going to be monsters. And I agree, they're going to be monsters. But yeah, you want to win. Somebody's offering a piece. So here you start to calculate. And there is a rule which I always use, that if I eventually cannot find anything in the deep calculation, I cannot do it on mere conjecture or anything else, I simply take it, because I can't see it. If there is something deeper, then then there's something deeper. Like, because I couldn't see it, so I took. He gave a check, and he plays d6. So he's threatening mate again.
Yeah, these pawns are kind of scary.
Yeah, but I got a different scary pawn. Queen. Up. Go away, rook. Go away. So he has to take it. That really gives me time to develop once, and I'm already. I'm going to sack a pawn. Go ahead, take it. I don't care. There's only one rule now. I want to develop as fast as I can. I need development. So he took. I'm like, go away, and I'm setting up a threat. So he went back. I'm like, okay, how can I hold this line? How can I hold this? What's the most dangerous piece of white? That's the queen. Push her out, because he will never trade. He'll never trade, because if he starts trading, he never has this square. Even a mate threat like here is simply this.
And then you just calmly win the game.
And you slowly grind him down. So he went queen f4, like, okay, that's a good move. All right, get me pieces. I want pieces off the board. They're all way too much. I want pieces off the board. I want to simplify.
Yeah.
Where is the emergency break? Actually, that's what I'm saying. Well, he does rook f1, check, check, and then put the king back as a defender. Because everything is now defended so many times that, yeah, he's not going to get through it. Plays queen to c4, tries to rush it, develop. Just develop, and setting up queen a8, check if need be. F3. All right. He is going to harass with the rook to c3. He's going to harass everything.
Right.
I don't like that. Oh, I'm falling with my rook back because I want to actually get my queen off the back rank. All right. Let me put in defense. Just defend. This is simply trying to find moves for him. Now, all right. All right, I'll trade. I'll gladly trade. I just want to trade everything. I'll take it. I don't care. I'll take it. And now the last defensive. Now I'm no longer this one is protected. This one is protected. And also this one protects any attack on this line. So he goes back, and now I can start harassing.
But even though you know that you're up material, you still have to respect the pawn.
Oh, yeah. You have to respect your opponent. Assume that your opponent sees everything and makes the correct moves. Don't play hope chess like, oh, perhaps he doesn't see it. No. Create a good plan and follow it and keep calculating. You're allowed to invest time here. I rather lose a game that I go through the flag and that I'm out of time, then I'm completely in a worse position. Because eventually you're going to get the same type of position again, and you remember, oh, I know what I played there, and you get faster in it, so you don't get in time trouble.
Right, and for the younger crowd, through the flag means to lose on time.
Yeah, to lose on time. Yeah, there's a bit of a little bit of Dutch in there, like door de vlag. All right, well. And now I'm like, oh, finally, I can annoy him. I want the queen gone. Because even if he takes, he plays king f3, but even if he takes, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. You're never going to get through it. I have everything defended.
Right.
So king f3, I'm like, all right, your queen can't move. All right, improve my another piece.
No rush.
Let's go, king. No rush. No, h4, and then and this is already a bit in time trouble. So both parties are trying to find a move just to get to the 40th move, because then we get another half hour. h5, bishop e1. I'm like, all right, just develop.
Now, in a position like this, who would benefit more from the extra
time? Black would. Because white only choice is that under pressure, you're going to miss a small thing and then everything collapses.
Gotcha.
It's like building a big balloon, and if there's a little hedgehog with a little spike, everything will blow up in your face.
Yeah, I haven't played many FIDE rated tournaments, especially with the the 40 move rule where you gain extra time. The question would be, do you have to assess sometimes the position, whether or not you must destroy your opponent next moves before 40?
Yeah. Yeah, there are times like you have a very big time advantage, a very difficult position, and then you're going into the drive like, can I kill the opponent before he gets the 40th move and consolidates? Right. This even is actually applied. We have a few other competitions as well in our Dutch league, something called a Beker, a championship, which actually teams are, you play against a club, and the best players play against that division. And in that is also like you get 130 plus 30 moves. That's it. So you get 1 hour and 30 minutes plus, I believe, 10 seconds per move. And that's it. There is no additional time. But even there are positions. I had once, like I had a good position. Both players have 20 minutes. I invested almost 18 minutes in there, finding the winning plan, and I eventually beat him. But I invested in it. And he was like, oh, you can. And I knew eventually where all the tactics, all the ideas were coming from. I'm like, and then get in there. So time investment is always good. And Lose on time if you must, but never lose on position.
Now, on the reverse side, for your opponent, the fact that you're taking so much time probably helps them build some confidence too, because you're getting low.
Yeah, and they're thinking like, oh, if I can keep pressuring and pressuring.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep your cool and you keep on calculating, you do not give in to the pressure, then there is nothing wrong.
Okay. So definitely respect the time investment your opponent is putting into a move, because there's actually a lot of ideas in there.
Yeah, and also if you have, and I hate those people, sandbaggers.
Okay.
They invest a lot of time, like, and then they go, and then, oh, I won. Oh, look at me. I hate those people. I am not like they're doing it to get the opponent into an overdrive, like, oh, come on, attack, and then they slam the door shut and eat you whole.
Right.
Like, I don't like that. Some people can do that quite easily. I don't. I hate it.
Mm-hmm. But you have to control yourself against an opponent
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
Okay.
And it's like always guess from what am I doing? What am I trying to get to it? Like little small tactics, nice under 1800s. Go for it. Above that, no. You must have consecutive ideas. You must link them together and keep linking them and linking them. Eventually, you will get a plan. But if you just go, yeah, it eventually will fall apart. All right.
Let's go ahead and
back
continue. Yeah.
the game because, well,
I'm just making sure the stream's still going.
Knew,
sorry.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Here, I already knew I'm winning. Now I need to force the win.
Right.
This is just for the 40th move. He played, of course, bishop to c3. And I had a little bit of time left. I'm thinking, I have time. I know I have this nasty bastard. So all those black squares are mine. I can just start. I can, if I now take here on e4, I'm going to help him. I don't want to help him. So I'm going to do this. And there, yes, it's a nice cross, and that king is in trouble. Now, he goes back. If he played something like this, what would you have played here?
Probably just capture the queen because the king goes backward.
Nope.
That'd be my first immediate thought.
Yeah, this actually forces him back.
Okay.
Then.
Okay, interesting square to put him on.
I want him back first before I move. This is actually opposition. And now I'm going to win the pawn and game over. So he went back, of course. Well, I annoy him.
Actually, I didn't notice that actually here, where if you captured, he has this tricky move. Or no, he doesn't quite have it.
It was possible.
It's similar. Okay.
It's similar,
but I thought he had a king down.
No. But it's actually easier to for me to do it on this one. Where is it? I can take, but I just want to get him further away because this is actually a. Because take a look here. 3 distant opposition, not direct opposition, but one move in between them.
Right.
That's what I saw. This is part of, if you study endgames, you get those patterns, and that's why I would play this. This is a simple pattern I saw.
Yeah, so you're following the pattern that you knew as opposed to another move that may also be the same, but you want to try to stick to what you know.
Yes, in these variations I do. So he went to king g1. He doesn't want to trade. Like, all right, I'm going to give check.
No, that's very interesting. Hey, thanks for the follow, Zekotso.
Ah, nice, a follow. Well, you got 2 choices. What are you going to do here?
Probably cry. I don't know my second option.
Well, if you play this one, good night.
Yep.
So you have to go here, and now here. And this is over. Now you need to give the queen.
Right. Otherwise, just mate.
Or else it's just going to be mate. So check, and yeah, there we go. Again, the opposition. A3, bishop 5, b4. Just take, and that was it. But going back to where it all could have gone wrong,
Your opponent resigned here?
yeah, he
Okay.
resigned.
Gotcha.
And this is where, yeah, his position, he could have made here a different choice and just go back like this. This could have also been it. And then I would have had still problems.
Right.
Probably would
Very
have
different game.
taken here, and then knight c6. And then just see if we can develop.
Yeah.
That's everything I can do. But still, it's not an easy position on both sides. But yeah. So that's actually what comes into, oh, I'm losing, I need to go into the kitchen sink or hold the line. They're both on one thing only, calculation, and keep calculating. Get into the position and stay there. Don't even walk from your board. Sit your ass down and calculate until it's all done. Because I see a lot of players that, oh, I am done calculating, and they walk out. Yeah, and then they have to go back in there. The only way I do that, if I know I'm winning and I need some fresh air, I go out and just clear everything in my head. I get board position out and then go back and get some fresh perspective.
That makes a lot of sense. Because, sometimes when you calculate for a long time, your mind could get foggy. And you need to reset.
Yeah, sometimes a reset is needed, but be aware that you do need to keep yourself at the board and keep calculating, because it can be a moment and you're dead.
Yeah.
Now, the other one, and that's what people also know, is fear. Because everybody has fear in chess. It's the fear of losing, or I don't want to play against the opponent, or oh my God, that's a title player. Oh, he must be strong. I can never win. You've had this once before as well. You've probably been in the position as well, like against a title player, and you actually get a good position, and then it hits the fear, like, I'm in a good position. What am I missing? He's a title player. This is possible. And that's where
you
the
need
next
to trust
game.
yourself some more.
Yeah, calculation, pure calculation. Don't see the opponent, the board. That's the world that matters. Because this is where I'm against an IM. He's a good player. He's 24 something, Frank Kruse. And well, of course, it's white with me, so of course it's gonna be the English. It's my little baby, and no one's gonna take it from me. So English. He plays very classical. I play the G3 system, knight f6, bishop c2, and now we get a reversed delayed Alapin.
And we're about to go over this later.
Yeah.
On the white end. All right. So white is technically up a tempo.
Up a tempo. And knight f3. There is another line with d4. I don't like this line. The reason why, takes, and you got like d6 here, d5 actually. It's one of those moves. And if you go like knight f3, no, let's see, bishop e7, you take, but this is a very difficult line to get against. The one that I actually am fearful of is this one. Because if you go like, oh, let me develop, then they go, all right, here you go. Like, you can play check, no problem. You can play check, I don't care. You go back, and like it's way too trappy for me. It's too trappy. I don't like it. So I play knight f6. Knight f6, knight f3, knight f6. And I'm actually want to lure the pawn forward. Now, knight d4. Well, there are a few ways of doing that. He played knight b6. The best line is this one. This is the best line. Take, and then take with the queen. This is the best line there is. And you got here like Peter Svidler against Michael Adams has a game here. Also against Wang Hao is a very good variation.
Yeah, and these guys are playing it, and these positions are pretty good.
Yeah. They're good, but they are very tactical. But he played queen b6. I'm like, okay, queen b6. So went a little bit in my head, like, all right, I need a move, and I needed a move, and I'm thinking, like, all right, what does that queen want? That queen is putting pressure here, and it's putting pressure here. But if I want to block the pressure with like a knight to b3, then a5 is a very good move. I'm not going to give him that move. I'm going back to my safe square. So he plays d5, we take, I castle, king safety, bishop e7, d3. Now I'm going to attack the center.
Right.
Like my knight is going to c3, a bishop is going to e3, a knight is going to d4.
Now, using your pieces to control the center would be considered hypermodern?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hypermodern. That's hypermodern. I'm trying to get against the isolated queen pawn. That's what I want to play against.
Okay.
So he castles, I attack, and he does that. And I'm thinking, okay, I need a move here. Because I cannot allow him to play, keep developing and developing.
Okay.
So I'm playing this one. Now comes deep calculation. What would you play with black?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to take that pawn. Especially if my opponent's playing this move confidently. Be like, all right, that's probably poisoned.
Yeah, but now calculate. Why is it poisoned here? Why is it poisoned here?
Not exactly sure. Probably bishop d4.
Yeah, bishop d4. And any other move that you're not trying to do, except for e takes d3 and then queen takes d3. Yeah, I'm going to rook b1.
Yep.
Yeah, and the queen is trapped. So he doesn't do that. But you also had a move like d4. So you're going to give a... I'm giving a fork.
Right.
That's not exactly a good fork. First, I'm going to attack the queen.
Yep, Zwischenzug.
Yeah, Zwischenzug. Yeah, and if he then goes like, thank you. So calculations, like I know the move is good, but you have to be sure.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to give away a pawn like that. So
yeah,
after knight d3.
If I may, there's another
go ahead.
variation. Maybe comment. People in the comments may be wondering, what about this one? Well, actually, development, and we're actually defending.
Yeah, same idea.
So you're calculating all that as well within this sacrifice.
Yeah, everything in that sacrifice has to be done. And so he eventually has to go queen a6. That's the only move he has left. Well, I want to actually destroy the center. That's now my idea. So I'm taking, and he has to take back. Now, there are a few ways, like you have queen to e1 or everything else. I'm doing this because, well, it's good. And it also makes room for my queen to go here and put all these pieces on that pawn. So he played knight c6.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I'll take the pawn. I'll take the pawn.
And you're playing against an IM here, and sorry, it feels pretty good for white.
Oh yeah, it started to feel pretty good, but fear comes in. Somewhere comes fear, because now he of course took, bishop takes, knight of 6. He's trying to get a position against it. So an intermezzo move again. Zwischenzug. Force the queen into there. Get rid of that one. And now a simple double attack. A basic strategy. And now comes the fear.
Okay.
Here comes fear. Now I'm like, I can take that pawn. But I'm also seeing, and this is probably also seeing ghost in the position, like, oh, this one is hanging and he gets activation with the rooks, and this one can come fast, and like, do I have enough, or is he going to crash through? It's starting to, like, what am I going to do? Because this is a 2400 player. He is, at the time we were playing this, he's about 300 points above me.
Like, how can a 2400 lose a pawn? something like
Yeah,
that.
like he loses a pawn. Or probably that's probably pure because I know the position. I already knew that he played queen b6, and I looked in a position like, all right, this is my plan.
Mm-hmm.
And now it comes like, oh, I don't like this. Like, oh, is this? Yeah, it could be, but like, if you can get past the fear, like, all right, I know he's better than me, but who gives a crap? Take the pawn,
Mm-hmm.
whatever he's going to do, like this. Put the queen here, and this is the move I actually missed because of I was fearful,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like 2 pawns ahead. You're threatening a little problem here. Like, let him take.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. This threat is way too dangerous for him.
Now, at any point during the game, after a couple moves, did you think back on this position, thinking whether or
Yeah,
not to take the pawn?
yeah. I should like. Why didn't I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Why? And that
That's just
starts.
a waste of energy and
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and it starts wasting energy, and you're still thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, all right. So I became a little scaredy cat, as
Mm-hmm.
the Japanese would see, bibbidi kun,
Mm-hmm.
and I played bishop d2. Like, let me see if I can get rid of that bishop. I don't like that bishop. I'm like, I'm still a pawn ahead. I don't need to grab the second pawn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. And he goes back, bishop c3. He takes, and I'm thinking like, okay, oh, I'll take it. Now comes why he's at 2400, and I'm at the moment still at 21 something. Bishop a6. I'm like,
Okay.
I can't allow him to trade or develop, so I'm like, I don't want to play e3 because he then gets d3 as a field. I'm like, all right, I'll do this. Just defend. And now comes passivity.
And so, from when we learned, don't play passive.
Don't play passive. Never play passive.
Mm-hmm.
Keep pressure on them. Like, all right. I'm like, all right, I need to still try to create something. Like, all right, b4.
Mm-hmm.
Rook a8. All right, a4. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. d2, a5. That was actually an idea here. That's I'm allowing the pawn to be taken, but there is an idea. This was his move. Like, ooh, he just made it. Because of this move, he just made it.
Mm-hmm.
Or else I would have been pushing my pawns through the center.
Right.
I needed to do this one, and gave a check. And now I knew here, he is never going to win this. So he's like playing, and actually the game is draw, and it became a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one way to break the pin here with for getting the queens off, but that's actually a losing idea because it's too far ahead.
Right.
And in the meantime, you're never going to get this queen from this field. You can play some move like f6, I give a check, and I go back to d5. I'm not going to give away this pawn. I will keep on simply on that line, and I'm not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And black cannot talk me out of it because that a6 maneuver won't work.
Right. And once your queen lands on d5, all your light squares are safe too.
Yeah, so I wasn't threatened. So I was actually quite happy with the result. It was also a team match,
Mm-hmm.
which we actually drew against them with 2-2. My one draw, a win, a loss, and another draw. So like, it was like, all right, they were heavily favorite, but they lost.
Mm-hmm.
They lost. They should have won against us easily, but they didn't. But going back to this one, I should have taken. Thank you for the pawn. Go here and threaten it. And like, all right, if you want to take it, you take it. But my queen is coming to h7.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you like that.
Yeah.
Because we can take. Hey, if you can take here, I'm going here. He goes here, and I do this. Good luck defending the field on c5.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be a happy camper here.
Yeah, and this is very much more aggressive.
Yeah, it's aggressive, and this is what you need to play against people who are, actually better than you. Keep it sharp. Keep pushing. One error can actually kill them.
Mm-hmm.
What a better player actually wants is slow moving games, take it easy. I'll eventually I will eventually outplay you somewhere in the late middle game, beginning of an end game. I will, because I'm better there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of high level players actually don't mind playing against the French exchange variation, because they know, well, all right, we got equality. We'll play. I will eventually outplay you somewhere.
Right.
And in those matters, you actually need to start playing aggressive. Keep it sharp. Keep it sharp.
Yeah.
Make them work for it.
You're right. Now that I think about it, a lot of games I played too have been along those lines. Look at opponent's rating, and if I see it's much lower, I kind of play safer, or
Easy.
not safer, but more boring.
Mhm.
And then I see that they're coming at me really hard, and it's like, oh, I didn't want to have this today.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually you're setting up like let's keep control. I don't want to do anything, and to just keep control. And I have a 20 deep move variation in my Sicilian con, and yada yada. And what do they start playing? B3. And they're going completely off the beaten track, and why?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But fear can actually, because this is fear that's oh, he's more into, all right, he's better than me. And there is an even worse fear. Every player who plays quite actively on a club will know this. The opponent they don't want to play, because no matter what they try against him, they keep losing. No matter what you throw at him, they always seem to have a way out.
Yeah.
There's one player. He's actually the best of our club. And the dude is he's a psychology major, and he does also those nasty psychology tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for me, I have absolutely crippling fear against him. Now you're going to see how my English gets completely crushed. I'm playing c4.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah, and he plays d5. No, normally I simply would take, but it doesn't matter. These variations are actually bad. You're going into and normally you simply take, and you do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
You play against the move on e5, and you're actually trying to get into a position of the, what's it called?
Scandinavian?
Marshall ideas in the Marshall you have as well. I'll show you. We're going to do it via a move order. This is the Marshall defense.
Mm-hmm.
Move ordered, of course. And you play here knight f3. This used to be played beforehand, this one, the knight c3 and e5. But it's not that bad for black, actually. Because if you do like this, and you take here, and then no, they won't, then you get this. It's the idea of but if you do it here, there's no e5. You're going to block e5 at all possible ways. Mm-hmm. And the same is here. This is called the Anglo-Scandinavian. You play d4. For one idea, you want to prevent e5. Mm-hmm. Even if they try it, you simply take, let them develop. It doesn't matter. And you just go, all right, play knight f3 and just develop. Make sure that you once have the possibility of bishop to d2 to break the pin, and that's it. Mm-hmm. But I've played it once against him, and I'm thinking I don't want to play that. I want to try something different. So I went voluntarily into a reti. But he doesn't want to play this as well, because he does this. I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude? This is not even normal theory. And now I'm thinking all right, I can play the Chigorin against him. So I'm thinking all right, so that's d4. But then he'll probably go here. And then I'm thinking about this all right, this one here, g takes this one, e3, and it'll probably a5, knight c3, bishop b4, bishop d2. I'm like, all right, but this is actually, although purely on a objective chess level, this is actually winning for white.
Correct.
White is better.
Hard to prove it.
but proving it against an opponent who can play a tactical monster. This dude can hold his own against Nakamura in 1 minute chess. That's how good he tactically is. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So in this, I'm like, all right, we still have the same position after I take on d5, but we have the inclusion of knight f3 and knight c6. That's advantage to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I simply take. Like, I'm going back. Knight d5, knight c3, and knight a5. No, queen a5. I'm like, all right, there are a few ways of doing it, but like I said, I want that move e5 not to come.
Yeah, in principle.
Yeah. All right, now, after, of course, analyzing, e3 would have been the better choice. But my engine and everybody, what I'm looking at says d5. Keep pushing in the center. But I understand e3, why they want to play this is actually practical. Because even if they do something like this, you're not in any danger at the moment. But I play d5. I'm like, I want to attack and I want to keep pushing. And he goes here. So I'm like, oh.
So against somebody who is strong tactically, you thought, let's attack.
No, I want to keep a center. If I can get a good center, I can control him.
Gotcha.
If I have the center, he has nothing. So, knight d2. This is one thing I learned out of a few nasty d4 lines, that knight d2 sometimes is quite effective. Now, he plays bishop, knight to b4. And I'm like, all right. Oh, sorry. Ooh, f3. What I want is move. Like if he goes like here, this is my idea with the center.
Oh yeah, and you win connect 4. Sweet.
Yeah, I win connect 4. Yeah, this connect 4. And like, this is what I want. That was the idea behind d5, getting f3 in, getting e4 in there, getting a center so he doesn't have abilities to just fool around, and then harass the queen with knight c4, develop a bishop e3, keep pushing, and then eventually kill him.
Right.
But no, he doesn't. And here's a little trick. Never do any move automatic. Because I missed a move here. A very powerful move I already missed here. All right, guys, tactics. White to move.
Pause your videos, guys, on YouTube, obviously. White to move.
True.
And go ahead and crush the guy who can go toe-to-toe with Nakamura and bullet.
Yeah.
In tactics.
Yeah, pure. But no, the idea is, I thought, well, this is, of course, the most, let's take it, automatic move.
Yeah.
If you take a good look, there is an in-between move I missed. Knight b3. Attack the queen. Like, if he wants to go tactical here, that doesn't work because you take, and you say, thank you very much. And a knight is still attacked here, and this one is still attacked. So it's going to be a massacre. So after knight b3, he needs to play this, and then go tickle, force him, and you got a few moves. You can instantly trade, or go here. Whichever would, and if he does this, and then, oh, not that one.
Who needs a bishop?
Oh, no. And then take the bishop and beat him. And like, he's not developed. I got a piece X. I'm good.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't. And there is a little trick, actually, I learned here. Somebody mentioned it to me. There's a little trick. Karpov method of annotating was actually, you write down the move first, and then you re-look the move, and when you're really satisfied, you play the move.
Right.
In the FIDE rules, that's no longer allowed because it's called annotating during a game, which is illegal.
Right. Which makes sense.
But there is,
I mean, you're putting your history on paper.
Yeah. But here's the little rub. After he made this move, take your time to annotate the move. Just write it down. Take your time. Don't go like, take your time because this frees up your head. It frees you like, oh, I'm just doing this task, and then every hasty little thing gets out of your system, and then, all right, I'm to move. I'm like, oh, and then there is a big chance you probably will spot knight b3. But of course not, I didn't, because, well, I'm like, oh, I'm autopilot, let's take. Because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good here.
Yeah, and it seems logical because you're going to get.
It's logical, but there's always tactic. Always keep calculating. Well, now I played e4. I want to get rid of, get me some space. Knight d4, and I took. And now, after e6, I'm like, all right, I need to defend again. I'm again in hold the line.
Yeah, a question here though.
Yeah.
Obviously, the tactic being more direct was the decisions of knight to b3.
Yeah.
You probably saw this secondary line as well, or first, or only, and saw that it still won a piece, which is probably why you didn't look any deeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I didn't look and like, oh, I'm gonna take, play e4, then take it. I got space. Let's develop and be done with it.
So,
like,
if you see a good move, always look for better.
Yes, there's sometimes a better move. But now in here, I'm like, all right, I'll take it. He plays e6. I'm like, ooh, I see a problem. This square is going to be a problem. So a3, I need to waste time on this move. I have no choice. Because if I don't, there's going to be a bishop here, and that's going to pin my knight.
Right.
And I don't want to pin my knight. So knight f6, I'm like, and here it comes like, I'm already afraid here. Like, oh, I can see all the, oh, it's going here, it's going, oh, it's racing in my head. Like the most logical move was simple. Queen f3. Then you threaten that one, and there are no problems anymore. No, I was so afraid. I played queen e2. Again, passivity. You're going to get passive. Now, of course, he's going all in.
Yeah, he's
like,
worse.
All right. Yeah, like, all right, get you moving there. Like, get away, queen. Go away.
It's got to be frustrating, too, being on the side that you know you're winning.
It is quite frustrating. Like, you know you're winning, but his opponent can, I don't know how he does it, but he can get any magic out there. He can pull it out of it, but it's not fair even more. So I say, all right, knight f3, go away, queen. Like, I want this knight to move as well. And now comes, and this is pure calculation, and also nerve. Keep your nerve. And this is difficult because, well, I'm like, oh, I need to defend this, and I need to, and everything, and perhaps I don't, and it comes down to, what do you need? What do you actually need? I played one of the losing moves here. Should have played simple here. Because now he will not trade. Because if he starts trading,
yeah, you got material.
There is not much problem here. And like, if he goes here, even a move like this is possible.
You entangle very quick.
Yeah, you're going to untangle quite quickly. So he probably will play knight e5 because I can't take with the knight. And then like in here, I can do queen to b5. Yeah, and be like, and then castle long, and I'm out. I have now the piece. I have now one bishop more, and I'm reasonably protected. This is what I should have seen as well.
And you probably saw this stuff too, post-game analysis, without no nerves, nothing. Just, oh my gosh, I missed that. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, and even in the post-game analysis, we had various like, oh, I'm looking here, like I can instantly, it's like, bang, 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 mate in 4. Like there is no, like, but at the game, there where it matters, and like, oh no. So
All in
I'm
the
like,
head.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm going and
So, with the segment of psychology of competition,
yeah.
in chess, probably more so than a lot of sports, the person you're battling is yourself more than your opponent.
hmm And that's why it's actually good to say, all right, go back to the basics,
Mm-hmm.
go back to, all right, what's important. And you're playing an opponent who is good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player, but you need to keep on calculating. And this is the move. Like, this is the idea I've been working on all the time. Like, I can get rid of the queens. Like in this variation, which we saw,
Right.
here. This is one of the ideas I had in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no. I played it here, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going all right. Probably will trade queens and everything else. No, I'm dead, and quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Check. Oh dear. Check. Oh no, 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 no. Like, okay, I'm going. Check. Yeah.
Now,
If I go here, I'm gonna be murdered.
uh-huh.
So
Now
I'm going.
in that type of position though, where they struck you here, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that was kind of a. Now,
Like,
is it still salvageable here?
no,
Okay.
there is no way to salvage it.
Is there any tricks that you can hope for?
No, there is. The problem is there are no tricks here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take a look. You cannot take. So if you go like here,
Mm-hmm.
no, very easy. Is take the queen, do this, and do this, and take a look at the position now. That knight is a monster.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm,
It still
my
feels like you have a
king
little bit
is
more fight here, though, just a little bit.
no.
No.
Check.
Well, okay.
There is no more.
GG.
And
Never mind.
it's over. So
Mhm.
like I can't play this one. I
Okay.
cannot go here because then I break the line.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go here because well there's a queen here. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely done. In one move, I'm like, ooh, crap.
And that's the
It's
stuff.
like,
That's probably the stuff he's seeing is trying to provoke you into. Oh, look, there's
yeah,
a queen trade.
and that's like I don't care. And the deuce plays like he's a piece down, and he plays like he's a queen ahead. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. And he's just like, all right, let me get into my rook and let me check you. All right, I'll take that one. I'm like thinking here, like, oh, can I trade off the queens, keep that knight locked in, and perhaps have a little fight?
Mm-hmm.
No. And then, oh, never mind, I surrendered here.
It's amazing how quick the position just completely fell apart.
Yeah, and like, he always does this to me. I hate him. This is and that's why actually those type of players start playing against them in practice because they will help you get over your weakness. Why it's so difficult to get through them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it so difficult? Why? And he's just
you gotta get your butt beat in order to learn.
Yeah, in essence, yes. But yeah, this is actually the end of our two-parter.
Oh, okay.
We're there.
I was hoping for maybe a little bit more in terms of some more in the mind here, because
yeah,
I'll ask some questions then.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, knowing that it's pretty much game over, GG.
Yeah.
Was that how you were feeling on this move, where it was just like, okay, that's it, GG, or because you still kept on playing a couple moves, you still
yeah, like
trying.
No, let him prove it. Mm-hmm. Let him prove it that he understands the position enough that he can kill me.
Okay.
I will always keep on fighting until it is actually dead lost. Then I surrender. There are still here some tricks left. Like he cannot play it if he doesn't. If he allows me to get any few moves in there, I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Like suppose he does something.
You have to fight even when it's dead lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Like suppose. Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened to you.
I do this.
A winning move that's you're obviously winning,
yeah.
and your opponent just kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, and if my opponent then says, "Oh, no," he goes back here, and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." There are still, if he plants up, like, because if he doesn't attack me instantly and creates that check, he says like he does this, but he done like this. I'm like, I'm out. I'm instantly out.
Hmm.
I will castle and get the hell out of there,
Yeah. Now,
and then I'll see what I'll do. But
mhm.
that's why I'm like, all right, show me,
So
and
now let's
that's
let's
like,
switch
all
off
right, he
of
did.
let's switch off of psychology and be more objective about the position too, or
Hmm.
objective about the game in general. What would you say would be the theme of the entire game that caused the loss?
The cost loss is no automatic moves
Mm-hmm.
and keep and follow your instincts.
Okay.
Also follow your instincts because like here,
Because I know
here
of a lot of
it's like
players who play who psychology doesn't even bother them at all. It doesn't nothing. So they have to play the game black and white. In certain
mhm.
positions, you have to give them a concrete reason why each move should be played. You see what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say? Yeah.
and also yeah, I understand your position. Like and it's like sometimes your instincts can instantly spot it. Like
Yeah.
this is it, and like also like this move just simply should have played it.
Mm-hmm.
Get the queen over there, defend it, get rid of the queen. Don't care if it costs another pawn. It also provokes this one.
Mm-hmm.
And he can go like this, and this if he wishes to. And then just simply go away.
Yeah.
Just go away, queen.
So maintaining
And no matter
objectivity
where
in a
he,
position at all
yeah,
times.
and then just simply develop, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And also bishop b4 doesn't work here because my knight is defending my rook. And and after this is simply to just develop, get your pieces out, and simply develop.
Mm-hmm.
And like try to be as active as possible. Also take very good care against automatic moves.
Mm-hmm.
But if your opponent makes a move, don't move instantly. Write the move down. Take your time, reassess the position.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I would have reassessed my position here, I would have probably seen, oh, knight b3, intermezzo.
Mm-hmm.
I would have seen it like, all right, if I can take that. Oh, but I got an intermezzo here. And that would actually be, oh, that's dead.
And what's interesting is these final two chapters has to do with fear.
Yeah.
When you're fearful, you play passive.
Yeah.
In both games.
You saw it.
So,
Every position, I got fear in me. I'm like, I'm afraid. You start seeing that I'm completely passive.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where you're. Oh, crap.
Now, is everybody like that? Because I am personally, I do know that, and I've seen some people actually lash out when they're in fear. They're like, "Oh, let me go ahead and sack the whole house."
Yeah, the kitchen sink.
The kitchen sink, and I saw that in we had that in part 1, guys, of chapter 3, where
Mm-hmm.
he just had to go all in, but that was more of an objective thought too, right? Because you knew you had to.
Yeah, because the game before that I lost.
Mm-hmm.
I lost, I believe in the round 1. Was it round 1 or round 2? I lost a game, and let me take a look where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was here in this position. This was the kitchen sink game. Like, all right, it's not that bad. I could have taken a simple move like here, and do this,
Mm-hmm.
or
But
probably
was
this.
capturing on h6 a fearful move?
No,
Okay.
it was a move. I actually thought like, all right, I'm going to take,
Okay.
get the queen in there, get a knight in there, and actually just kill it. That was the idea behind it.
Okay.
But it was more like a angry frustration because, well, I missed that I lost the exchange, and that
Okay.
was made me angry. So I wasn't being objective.
Okay.
I was being aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
way too aggressive emotionally. And yeah, she just she went into a correct defensive mode and missed one defensive move that helped me get the win.
Mm-hmm.
If she found the defensive moves, she would have killed me. She would have eventually just let my attack run without
Okay,
any
so
steam
it was
and
actually
dead.
a reverse.
Yeah.
where you actually made your opponent fearful of you.
Eventually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kept on pushing and pushing and pushing and not letting go. Every move was attack, 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 attack,
Mm-hmm.
attack.
That's interesting.
And
I think that's a very important point to touch on. Is you don't want to let any emotions affect you. I think fear is probably worse than frustration because
yeah,
fear causes you to play backward.
yeah.
At least frustration is making some sort of progress happen.
Sometimes getting angry and it sometimes gets you into an overdrive and
Now we don't.
starts playing better.
Yeah, we are not going to advocate to be angry in chess.
No,
Obviously,
no, 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 no.
you want to try to maintain a cool head at all times. But
Yeah.
if I had to choose between one of the two, I'll probably choose frustration.
Didn't you have that one in a tournament?
Oh, I've had a really rough frustration one. That was bad.
Yeah,
It was
because
frustration and fear at the same time, actually.
yeah,
It was a
well,
mixture.
it was a mixture.
And because of that mixture, I went in the next day and just destroyed the next two games without. I don't even remember what happened that day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's
healthy
like
mix of
just
both.
you were in just like I'm gonna kill anyone who comes in front of me. I'm just gonna murder him. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it was actually the same
But
here as well.
that was more of a life or death type of feel.
Yeah,
Like I had to win, as opposed to one's fear and one's frustration. It was like, no, the fear was like, I like your chapter is true crippling fear. Mine was
yeah.
like, I'm gonna die fear.
Life or death.
So the next level. So
Yeah. They're just like I'm gonna die. Let me go out with a bang then.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess everyone reacts differently to the fear, and
Yeah. And
everyone's got to find their own. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's not bad feeling fearful or anything
Mm-hmm.
else.
There is a
But
healthy
in
amount.
chess, it's like understand why does it happen?
Right.
Why does it happen? Well, you got a few examples of what one is like, oh, my opponent is very good.
Mm-hmm.
He's still human. I never can win against him. I'm getting sick and tired of him. That's the other one. That's like they're all fierce, but they actually hinder you.
Right.
And if you have the ability to say, all right, you're there, I don't give a crap. The board, that's
Mm-hmm.
the world. That's the only thing I'm seeing, and that's where I'm concentrating. I don't care if bloody Magnus Carlsen takes your place. I will keep on playing purely on the board.
Now, in this final game against the guy that you say you don't like playing, does
Mm-hmm.
he know that you don't like playing him?
Noted. And there are a few people I had like 5 people in that club. There are 5 very strong people in that club. I've been able to handle 4 of them, but this one I still can't handle. I do not know how he does it. There's something like pure talent. It's simple pure talent.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how he does it, but he does it.
He just probably just doesn't let it affect him. You know, he
Yeah,
doesn't get fearful. Or if he does
doesn't
get fearful, he controls it.
Yeah, he just keeps on playing like I'm a queen ahead. I don't give a crap. He just keeps on playing and playing and playing and pushing and pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I won another! Yay!
Kind of like poker in a way too.
Yeah,
someone
it's
tries
like
to
this guy
raise you out
yeah,
of the
this guy
table.
just goes all in. Like what the hell? Like you're already you're out of position. And he goes
you
all
got
in.
like a 90% chance to win. You know you do, but that all in just kind of like.
Why? I don't want to risk it all. I want to drag it out.
Mm-hmm.
He goes all in and forces you, and that's a talent and a capability to have.
Mm-hmm.
But one must understand that, yeah, tactics and ideas, you need to keep on fighting and playing and be active. Always try to be active. Never go, I'm going solid. I'm not going to do anything or take easy way outs. Just keep on finding those moves.
Right.
If you can
And
find the moves.
Trust yourself.
Yeah, and trust yourself. Like stop doubting that much because it will affect your game.
Yes.
And that's where the 2 fears for me comes from, like higher opponents and also opponents who are completely disregard, who doesn't care. Like they go in there, don't give a fuck. Let's play a game, and they go all out.
Yeah.
Like yeah, come on, play normal. No.
Well, awesome.
Like,
Guy, really, thank you so much for coming in again for the part 2. We'll go ahead and mesh this together for YouTube. And
Yeah,
I know it's getting close
that
for you already. It's almost New Year's.
almost. But I'm actually like that poor computer of yours having to do 2 video renders.
It's actually doing
Oh,
really well right now.
it's doing quite
Yeah,
well.
it's
Oh,
fine. So something I learned is that 1080p my computer cannot handle 720, and 720 actually has very good quality. I haven't had any complaints with it yet, so I think that's a nice safe ground right
well,
now.
well, take it to the safe ground and then work it up.
Hmm.
Then I say to all of you, Happy New Year! And when it hits the 1 January, everybody say Jumanji so we can get out of this game.
There you go. Go ahead and check him out as well. He's trying to build his own Twitch chat or Twitch channel. Guy
Yeah,
Bielderman is the
yeah,
name. So I'll put that in the
that's
chat.
my name. And yeah, not that frequent of a streamer yet,
Hmm.
but it will come.
Yep. And obviously, I take advice from my uh, viewers and commentators. So go ahead and send some love
Yeah,
your way, his way too.
yeah.
All right, cool
Love
guys.
some commentary.
Have a wonderful evening, all the way from here in the U.S. and also from over
And
there in the
from the
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
All right, guys. Bye. And the awkward.